Now that we've created a face and a wardrobe for your brand, it's time to find your voice. Think of your best friend or a loved one. They likely have a handful of phrases or vocabulary or vernacular that they use all the time, that they love, and they love how they speak, they use it in consistent ways, and you actually love that about them as well. It's part of what makes them, them. The same is true for brands. In keeping with the personification of your brand, of your company, how do you speak? What words do you use? What tone do you have in different scenarios? Messaging might be the formal term for it, but again, it's just intentionality in choosing how we speak on behalf of a brand. Messaging is an opportunity to create a few compelling phrases that you use in consistent ways across the different interactions that you have with your ideal customers. And again, backing our way into it, does your ideal customer enjoy conversation? Or do they prefer brevity? Do they like humor and lightheartedness? Or are they looking for serious professionalism out of you? Now, there's no right or wrong here, but there is wisdom in how we approach this with a sort of emotional intelligence or an emotional quotient, a high EQ. And if for whatever reason, with how you're wired or whatever, you find this difficult, ask a friend to help you with it. Once you have a good idea of what your ideal customer appreciates in conversation, then you can begin writing some phrases about your business in that style. And there are 3 things that we include in all of our messaging platforms that we create for our customers. The first is the elevator pitch, and undoubtedly you've heard of this. It's how to articulate your brand promise and the transformation that you're offering in 2 to 3 sentences, written in the style that you've just determined. Elevator pitches are helpful. They don't need to be bulletproof, but they are helpful to keep us on track when we lose our way inevitably when someone asks us what we do. The next that we create would be mantras. We take those same 3 to 5 personality traits from the very beginning and we write short, memorable phrases around them so that they feel conversational and that they're easy to remember for your employees or for your customers. Think of it like turning that value into like a little fortune cookie. You want it to be something that you might put on a poster in a break room or an employee t-shirt or something. For example, if the value is optimism, we might say, what's the best that could happen? If the value is transparency, we might say, hey, we play cards face up. You can Google quotes about these things. These are not phrases that need to be completely proprietary to who you are. It's a way of taking values that would otherwise just be forgettable up on a wall and making them into memorable conversational pieces that do find their way into conversation quite often. These mantras, we want to be conversational so that they're integrated into our internal culture and they're always on the tip of our tongue, just ready to be shared with ideal customers or anyone asking about our business. The last piece of a messaging suite would be talk tracks or conversation starters, however you want to phrase it. This is where we take 3, 4, 5 aspects of our product or service, the benefits of the product or the service, or the features of the product or the service, and we write a few sentences of them each in conversational tone. Think of this as a template of how you want your employees talking about what it is you do and why it matters. This can be for any aspect of your business that comes up time and time again. It can be about why your product is so great. It can be about why your service is so expensive. It can be about why your business is located in this town. You can develop an infinite number of talk tracks that you can resource your team with so that there is consistency across touch points, across customer interactions, and again, that the brand voice be embraced and embodied by all of the people on your team. You can collect all of these pieces into a well-organized Word document or Google Doc, or you can design a presentation with them or whatever, but treat it like a living document because inevitably new things are going to come up and you might want to write a new little aspect to add into the messaging suite. You can hand them to new hires and say, hey, immerse yourself in this language. This is sort of a training document. It can be referenced by anyone internally, including you, whenever we inevitably feel a bit foggy. And that's all I have to say about messaging.